Hi everyone, it's Thursday mornings at 6:39 a.m. Whoops, August 7th. And it's taken 8 days for Orchid 26 to return to 26 ounces. Let's give it away. And there you have it. And the humidity is 62%, the temperature 79 degrees Fahrenheit. So today we're going to add 2 cups of water to Orchid 26 and let it sit there 5 hours. In our first experiment 8 days ago, we let it sit there for 2 hours. We determined that the orchid plus the vase weighed 26.0 ounces. We also determined that the vase itself weighed 23.5 ounces, so that the starting weight of the orchid was 2.5 ounces. After the 2 hours, it gained 0.3 ounces. And the percent of original weight added was 12%. Now I'd like you to take a look at what 0.3 actually looks like. And you can see the size of this little cup. It's a little measuring cup that goes up to 2 ounces. And here at the bottom is 0.3 ounces, which is about 8.9 milliliters. So after 8 days of absorbing this small amount of water, the orchid went through all of its regular metabolic functions, including transpiration, which in plant terminology is exhalation. So this is a remarkable testimony to the efficiency of these cam plants to hold on to water for long periods of time. All right, it's approximately 6:52 a.m. And what we're going to do now is add 2 cups of water to Orchid 26 and let it sit for 5 hours. And that should do it. All right, I'll be back around noontime today. We're back. It's Thursday, August 7th at 11:56 a.m. And what I'm going to do is take the orchid out. And just let it sit here for the meantime, and then I'm going to dump the water of the vase out into this container. And then I'll go get every last drop out of this vase so that there's absolutely no water left in it. All right, be back in a few minutes. In the meantime, I've taken it out of this holding container and propped it up on a vase where the roots can hang down and just dry out. So we'll let this go another 10 to 15 minutes before we reweigh it. So let's put it back in its original vase. There she goes. And now we can weigh it and see how much water it's absorbed after 5 hours of soaking. So the scale is set to 0, and let's see how much it weighs. and it looks like 0.6 ounces of water was added. So, to summarize today's experiment, we began with the vase and orchid weighing 26. It went up to 26.6 ounces. The vase originally weighed 23.5, so the orchid alone weighed 2.5. So we add that 0.6 ounces to the original weight of the orchid, and the weight of the orchid now, after the 5-hour experiment, is 3.1 ounces. So to see what percentage of the original weight of the orchid was added by that 0.6 ounces, we divided by the original weight of the orchid. And we get 0.24, or 24%. And interesting, the 24% is double what was added to the orchid after 2 hours of soaking. So this is a really significant result. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in the 8-hour experiment. So unfortunately, I can't tell you when the 8-hour experiment is going to be, because we have to wait for the whole thing, which weighs 26.6, to come back down to 26.0 ounces. And that might take 2 weeks. So with that said, I just want to thank you for joining me in this experiment today.